BANKAI Minazuki. What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today I got a special character for all of you to enjoy. If you don't know what's up, I'm always crafting an our favorite game, Deepwoken, to bring your favorite characters to life, and this series is probably one of my favorites. Today, we revisit Bleach with the Gotei 13 squad captain and Blood Bankai Kenpachi, the demon Restu Unohana. But before we start, watch out for spoilers because in today's video, we're gonna dive deep into Bleach and its anime, so if you haven't watched the 1000-year Blood War arc, it's time to lock in and study up. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. Special incoming transmission from the Information Squad. I've got a special message from the 13 squad captains today about something weird going on in the Serite. There's a weird spiritual pressure lurking around and I think everything's on fire, but I'm not too sure about any of that. Anyway, if you want to keep up the support, make sure to like and subscribe and even join the channel as a member because it helps me directly. Thanks again, and please enjoy. Making Unohana in Deepwoken is one of the most interesting things you can do in this game. Of course, most of her abilities stem from blood, which are pretty flexible and open-ended, but there's a ton of options in-game with Blood Rend. So do what you all do best and make your own Unohana in-game and be creative. Just make sure you comment down below which Unohana you would make, but you guys want to see what I made. Unleashing our Bankai, drenched in crimson, we rise as Kenpachi Unohana from the 1000-year Blood War arc. Her look is simple yet iconic, the classic Gotei 13 captain's uniform, recreated with a white Providence coat and martial artist robes. And to complete her full demon transformation, well, of course we gotta have long black hair, because this time we're not holding back and we gotta save the Soul Society. Overall, it was perfect, but what's a warrior without her blade? With our freshly transformed Minazuki Zanpakuto, we unleash Bankai Bloodfowler in all of its crimson glory. Unohana wields a massive odachi of boiling blood, dissolving foes and reforming them in an endless cycle of carnage. Our Bloodfowler drains enemy life while keeping our own at its peak. Every critical strike, standing or sprinting, embodies her unparalleled sword mastery, sealed away for over 1,000 years. But to truly be strong, you must first know weakness. Unohana sealed her bloodlust, choosing to heal and guide the next generation. But when fate called, she reclaimed her true form, a nightmare reborn. In-game, we mirrored this journey, starting as a resilient tank before awakening into our wild Bankai state. Now, let's dive into Unohana's devastating bloodborne Bankai abilities. Unohana's Bankai spirit, Minazuki, is a mystery to all who face her blade. The polar opposite of her healing Shikai, dissolving both her and her foe in boiling blood. A dark malice lurks within her blade, forcing an endless cycle of crimson-drenched death and rebirth. Blood Rend's Bankai Blood Wisp keeps us fueled, ensuring we never falter. No matter what, you really can't stop me because I'm just gonna keep on swinging. Coating her Zanpakuto in blood, Unohana transforms the battlefield into a canvas of dark crimson. As Minazuki's blood blade splatters both herself and her foe, it hardens and flows, adapting to the rhythm of battle. Unleashed in game, Blood Edge becomes our flexible extension, slashing through opponents before flowing back into liquid. It's the perfect mix-up tool for catching foes, complementing our agile, mobility-focused playstyle. From Blood Edge's swift strikes to Minazuki Burst's relentless onslaught, the Kenpachi's true power takes form. Unohana carves through the battlefield, whipping her blood-forged blade as she bathes in a sea of crimson. With merciless precision, Minazuki erupts in a wicked burst, skewering foes from every angle. Be reduced to nothing, only to be reborn in battle. Forming pools of dark crimson, our Bankai erupts in a storm of blood stakes, locking down opponents and piercing through their defense. Crimson Surge does much of the same, dividing cells of red blood and pulling enemies into the air. There's absolutely nothing for them to do against an attack like this, but simply fall into despair. Unohana's impaling blood strikes like a storm, her blade tearing through the air, leaving trails of crimson destruction in its wake. Each Zanpakuto thrust pierces with deadly precision, forcing her foes to face their inevitable end, wrapped in a shroud of blood. Chasing down our foes, we catch them with the tip of our blade, activating Soul Flare Siphon to drain the last of their strength. Return to the dirt, rise again, and fight to grow stronger. Cutting opponents down to nothing but bone and marrow, that's where Minazuki takes them, far beyond mere injury. Sliced, diced, and tossed into the air as a bloody mist, this is destruction at its finest, a fate far worse than death. This is an injury blitz, pure chaos unleashed. Leaping into the fray, we obliterate opponents with our Bankai Razor Blitz, vaporizing them in just an instant. Spiraling through the air in a wild burst of bloodlust, we channel the very essence of the Kenpachi herself. From the chaotic devastation of Injury Blitz to the relentless cycle of rebirth, we shift from obliterating foes to surviving their every blow. Dying, regenerating, dying again. The cycle of combat never stops as long as Minazuki's Bankai breathes. Near unstoppable, Unohana heals herself and her foe at lightning speed, plunging them both into an endless, merciless duel. Simply, when healing is wielded selfishly, life becomes nothing but a curse, each breath a torment. In combat, we melt into a puddle of blood and reform with Sanguine Dive, a deadly tool for resource management, abusing iframes, and catching enemies off guard. To push our survival to the limit, we abuse Blood Rends Reap and Sow with a Resurrection Bell, overhealing into the impossible. You can't even hurt me if I keep regenerating, and even if you do, I'll rise again to slay you where you stand. Kenpachi Zaraki and Unohana's rivalry is the stuff of legends. She, the fierce and untouchable Kenpachi who ruled with a bloody smile, and he, the relentless wild beast who took her throne. Their clash is a brutal symphony, a battle of wills where one seeks to awaken his own Bankai, where the other resurrects the terrifying power she once wielded. It's time for some revenge. Thrilled by the battle, we charge in with revenge, closing the distance in an instant because waiting is never an option. Rushdown is the name of the game, and with a flash, we pass the title of true Kenpachi to the next in line. I'm tweaking, I'm geeking, consumed by the thrill of combat, Unohana slashes relentlessly at Zaraki, blinded by the very bloodlust she once mastered. As her Bankai eventually fades, a final sacrifice is made, one that will strengthen the future of Soul Society. And with that, Restu Unohana's story comes to a tragic, powerful end. Shonen game, our bloodlust sacrifice surges with the explosive pressure within Blood Tide Ritual. It doesn't matter what happens now, you just need to get stronger at the cost of my own life. And with that, that was the end. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, it's time to hand the fight over to the new generation of Soul Society. Now, check out our full talent legacy as Restu Unohana so our true power can be reborn. Also, the full Buildmaker link will be released early for members only, so check that out. Moving forward, onto some fights with Unohana, the Blood Bankai Demon.
私が相手。
And finally, that's about it. That draws an end to my Blood Bankai Unohana build, and I hope you really enjoyed it. I always love revisiting Bleach since it's one of my favorite series, and there's gonna be more in the future, so keep an eye out. Thank you so much to all my loyal fans and members who support my channel directly, and if you like what I do, feel free to join up down below for even more content. If you want to contact me directly and have all the updates for all of my videos, join my Discord down below. Also, if you want to play with my guild, The Apothecary, that's that server is going to be linked too. As always, comment who you want to see next down below, and make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks again, and I do mean it, it's punchin' time.